Let me go to Michigan and talk to Marion. I can't hear you. Marion.
Yes.
Marion, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, it's so nice to talk to you again.
Thank you.
It's my second call.
Right on.
Yep, so I'm calling just my soon-to-be mother-in-law. I feel like I've been having some internal issues with her. I'll just have to say first, she is amazing. Like, she's not mean to me. She's actually very respectful. She's very giving. She's very loving. But she just crosses boundaries as far as, like, just coming here, like coming to our house. She lives 10 minutes away, sometimes I feel like she just tries to impose because she doesn't really have a life of herself, which I know hey, I don't hold that against her or whatever, but I have a kid, like, I'm going to marry her son in a couple months. We have one daughter together, and there's times where, he gets home from work and they get out around the same time sometimes, and I'll just want family time, with my man and my daughter. And then she just asks, like, can I come stop by and see Sonia, and I understand that's her grandchild, but sometimes I feel like suffocated also with his sister as well sometimes. She also lives only 10 minutes away in a different direction. And she's trying to have kids as well, I just feel kind of suffocated by them. And I'm trying to find a way to communicate that in a healthy way to them that doesn't offend them, but also can lay a boundary for me, unless I'm just being selfish or, but she has a boyfriend. His mom has a boyfriend. His parents are divorced. They divorced when he was just graduated from high school, and he's about 32 now. So
how old are you?
Got a boyfriend. I am going to be 27 next month.
So. How old are you today?
26.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep, so his mom has a boyfriend, but, clearly she still doesn't really care enough to stay with him. She likes to come bounce around here, go see his brother to see his baby. Like, she just kind of imposes on our life a lot.
So if she's doing all those things, why you say she's amazing?
Well, because, she's never called me names or, I guess disrespected me blatantly.
Well,
but
that's only because you haven't stood up to her. If you stand up to her, she's going to call you names.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
What do your boyfriends say about his mother and sister?
So I don't want to say he tries to defend them, but he tries to get me to look at things in her situation. Like, his mom just lost her dad, and she has no parents now. So he's like, she doesn't have any parents. She's lonely. Sometimes she wants to see her grandchild. It's her grandchild. I'm like, I understand that, but is it healthy to see her 3 times a week? Or 4 times a week? It's nothing against her. It's really not, but
why are you married a guy that can't control his own mother or sister? Why are you married a guy like that?
Come on, Jesse. Oh, dang. It's like, I don't see him as, like, a beta male to where he's just, I don't want to say he's a beta male, but he definitely favors his mother over his father. Man, I just didn't see it that way, Jesse. He's a really great provider. He works hard. He's a roofer. I stay home with our daughter, because of how hard he works. So there's just a lot of things that overlook that little part, I guess. But I don't know. Here I am, though, a couple years later, and it's, like, his sister's supposed to come over today to read the Bible with me because we do studies once a week. And then she mentioned, hey, my mom's probably going to stop over too.
Why you read the Bible with the devil?
Jesse, for real? Oh my goodness. And I don't want to. Okay, I love them, Jesse. You know what I mean?
No,
I've grown a relationship.
You don't love them. If you loved them, you would be honest with them.
Ooh.
And not be angry.
Mhm.
Why you
Yeah.
married a guy that, based on what you're saying, I'm only hearing your side, but why you married a guy that can't control his mother or his sister?
Well, there was okay. Let me just say this quick, Jesse. Probably a month or two ago, I invited his mother over because, well, she wanted to come see the baby. I said okay, and then 15 minutes later, his sister shows up unannounced. Didn't even ask me, give me a heads up, like, hey, I'm gonna stop by too. She just stopped by, like she's entitled to. You know what I mean? And then that's what his mom is doing to me today. Like now, I'm having his sister over, and now his mom hasn't talked to me or anything today, but his sister's telling me, oh, well, my mom's going to come too. So it's just, I feel disrespected. Like,
why
can't
you
you
married
just
a
talk to
guy
me?
that can't control his own mother and sister?
Oh. I love him, Jesse, and I just think there's way more pros that outweigh that. But you know what?
If what you're saying is true, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better once you get married. You're already irritated at these people. You don't like them based on what you're saying. They're imposing on you. You can't tell them yourself. Why don't you tell them that, no, you can't come?
Well, because it's not like I don't want her to. I just want her to
don't want
respect
her
me
to
enough
come?
to ask me.
No, well, why don't you tell her that?
Okay,
No,
yeah.
that was a question.
Because his mom's not good with confrontation. Like,
What that have to do with you?
oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
No, that was
It
a
has
question.
nothing to do with me. Yeah, it has nothing to do with me. I guess I'm just trying to spare other people's feelings,
And why?
which I guess just so I can, there's no friction, I guess, in the family. So there's no.
But you're having friction. You're not happy.
Yeah, right. I hear you. Dang. Yeah, so I just got to be honest with them, I guess it sounds like. I mean,
If you love them, you would. But you just won't be angry.
damn. Yeah. I mean, he's offered to say something for me, like I'll talk to them, but it hasn't happened. Not that I know of.
And did you say yes?
I was like, I was kind of iffy because I'm usually okay with defending myself.
But you're not defending yourself. And you're not, it sounds like you don't want him to do it either. So you're the problem.
Ooh. Yeah, because I'm not taking action. I'm not doing anything about it. I'm just complaining, right?
You're just
Not
bitching
doing-
about it, and then in your mind, you're judging.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. No, that's so true. It's like I literally, it's just hard, Jesse, because I have a good relationship with them.
You don't have a good relationship. That's a
to-
lie. You don't have a good relationship. You hate them. They're imposing on your life. They come when they're not invited. How is that a good relationship? And you're afraid to tell them not to come. How is that a good relationship?
I've talked to his sister once.
That
in the
was
past,
a question.
but
How is that a good relationship? You can't even tell them, no, don't come. You say they come uninvited. You won't say anything. You're frustrated. How is that a good relationship?
You're right. I guess I
No,
can't
that
see
was
any
a
good in it.
question.
I can't see it being a good relationship when you put it that way. You're right.
So why are you even calling it a good relationship? You call it evil good.
Really?
No, really.
So you're saying they're evil?
You are evil. You're the one who won't speak up.
Ooh, yeah.
You don't love them enough to say, hey, don't come. Not today. And when you're going to come, let me know in advance. Don't just invite yourself. You don't even love them enough to say that. You're no different than they are. Two
Damn.
devils, three devils trying to control each other.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yep, you're right. I needed to hear that. You know, I called you before about my own mother, and I was shaking in my boots then too. And I guess I see myself there again with somebody else's mom. So it looks like I have to just fight. Just be honest with her. Obviously, I should have did that. So I there's no excuse on why I didn't. I haven't said anything to her. I guess to be honest, that I just didn't want issues. I didn't want to have to deal with it, but it looks like I still have to deal with it either way. So, okay, well, I think I got my question answered. I mean, so I'll just tell her, because I don't mind if they come over. I just want them to be respectful, because we live in their old family house. Like, this is the house that, so I don't know if they feel entitled to still just come here. Like, it's the house, even though his sister's married. His mom's got a boyfriend, She don't even live here.
You're complaining about them when you are your own problem. The fear is inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
The frustration is inside of you. You can't blame them for your weakness. You're the one that's refusing to speak up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And talking about
right.
their issues are not going to help you at all. The mama got a boyfriend. The sister want a baby. The problem with you won't speak up. You don't have love.
Mhm. Yeah. You're right. You're right. I needed to hear that. I'm over here, kind of low-key judging, but, you're right. I gotta I feel like I was trying to worry about my life, but it's hard when people just keep trying to come over, but
they're only doing what you allow them to do. You won't say anything. You won't say no. You can't blame them. You're allowing them to come into your house whenever they want and read the Bible. You read the Bible with the people you hate.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. You're right. Yeah. Well, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that person.
And you don't have to be that person, but you got to stand up and not be angry and speak up. Hold on.
Okay.
I want to go back to Marion out of Michigan, and she's having a rough time with her soon-to-be mother-in-law and soon-to-be sister-in-law. Marion, what would happen if you told them don't come to your house unless they call first?
I mean, I think they would just talk about. They'd be okay with it, and they'd be like, okay, but they would just talk about me after,
What would they say about you?
Because they're not problematic.
What would they say about you?
They'll probably think, but I'll probably just say stuff like, well, my parents used to pop in on me when you guys were kids, because she says that,
But
and I understand they grew up.
What would she say about you?
She'll probably say that. I feel like she'd just say. She'd probably be confused. Like, why would she say that to me? Why is that a problem?
Why are you assuming? Oh, first let me ask. Are you concerned about what they say about you or think about you? Are you concerned about that?
I was just thinking about that on the way, too. I'm like, wow, it kind of seems like I do, since I haven't confronted them. And so I think I do kind of care about what they think.
And why?
Just because they're related to, the person I love, and it's just out of respect, I feel like,
How is that respect?
Ooh, you're right. It's not
No, that was
respect.
a
It's
question.
not. Yeah, I guess at the time I thought it was respectful by just not disrespecting your elders. Like his mom is an elder,
If you respected them, you would not hold a grudge, of course. You wouldn't be angry, but you would tell them, don't come unless you call first. That's
Yeah.
what respect is, to not resent. How's that respect that you won't tell them how you're really thinking about them coming to your house now, uninvited?
Yeah. Right. It's not
How's that
respect.
respect?
It's not, honestly, now I don't think it is respect, because I'm coming to a realization that, yeah, I am slowly resenting them for it. And I thought I was doing the right thing by just, I guess I don't, like I said, I have confronted his sister before for, other things that's happened in my home, but I've never confronted his mother about anything, so I guess I really can't answer that, Jesse. I'm trying to.
You have fear.
Mm.
And in your fear, it's telling, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? What about this? What about that? And fear is driving you, and it's preventing you from living. And you don't realize fear is not even real, but it's keeping you from living your life.
Wow.
Why do you read the Bible with these people you don't even like them?
I think I just got to.
You say you guys have Bible study together. Why do you read the Bible with people that you don't even like? You judge it in your own mind. Why you read the Bible with them?
Ooh, dang. Because what am I supposed to say? I can't do study with you no more?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had thoughts like that, Jesse, seriously. I've had thoughts like, I don't even think this is serving me.
So why don't you tell them that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fear. It has to be fear, because, yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess I just making excuses in my head, like, well, whatever, I can't judge anybody else as far as your walk with Christ, so I'm not going to just, I could be a helper, but clearly I need to help myself.
You can't be, it's like the blind trying to teach the blind.
Yeah.
It's like a person that's asleep trying to teach another person that's asleep, and they both fall into the ditch.
Yeah. You're right. I'm gonna have to just be honest and just stop doing that. Yeah, because it's wow. Yeah. It's just because when we first started the study, things were different.
No, they were not different. They were the same. They're just gotten worse.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to just be honest with her, and just be like, I don't think I can do these studies anymore.
I don't think, or I'm not going to do them.
Ooh. Yeah.
No.
I can't do these studies anymore.
You can, but you shouldn't. I'm not doing these studies anymore. I don't even like you.
Oh my gosh. It's so. Oh. Yeah, that's just why I called you, Jesse, because I needed this reality slap in the face. I really did. Oh. Because this how happened today, right? And I'm like, I might call his mom. But I'm like, frick, if I call his mom, so I'm like, I need to call Jesse. And just, because I was at first wanting to just call her because I was upset. I'm like, well, why is she telling me that she's coming instead of her telling me? But, I fear. I guess I'm scared, even though they're not even mean people,
But
They're
they are going
not
to get
mean at
mean
all.
when you finally say no. Don't come unless you ask me first. Let me know. You're going to see the hell come out of them. They already know you're afraid of
Mm.
them, and that's why they're walking all over you. But and so they pretend to be nice. But if you ever start dropping your anger and being honest with these people, they're going to turn on you.
Yeah. Wow, that's true. You're right. I haven't given them a reason to.
I haven't
I
given.
don't even look at myself as a doormat. But wow, I
Oh,
guess.
you're a doormat.
Wow, yeah.
And your doormat doesn't say, it's my house and I live here.
Yeah. Oh, you're right, Jesse. You're right.
But anyway,
So I'm just
what?
sorry. You go ahead.
And you said before, I think you said, I may be misunderstood. You told your boyfriend, asked your boyfriend to talk to his mother about this, something like that. And he said, okay, I will. But did you talk him out of talking to his mother about this?
No, it was for his sister. So I haven't told him about his mom yet. But with his sister, he said that he would talk to her from like the past. But he's never offered really to talk to his mom unless it's about not giving our daughter sweets, like things like that. Like he'll address her, but
Have you asked
I
him
think he
to?
just feels bad for her.
Have you asked
Like
him?
I think
Have you asked him to keep his mother away?
no, I haven't asked him that.
And why not?
You don't think that's asking a lot?
I'm
Like
sorry?
that's not asking a lot.
How that?
You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like that's not absurd to ask of him. Like, well, you want me to keep my mom away? Like I could hear. I don't like. I feel like he would just defend her in a way to be like, well, this is her grandchild. She just wants to see her grandchild because her parents are gone and she has no one.
You
Because
feel
he's
like that, or
divorced,
that's what he would do or say?
He's said it before because I've talked to him like, hey, I just feel like your mom's kind of a little suffocating, and he's like, well, she just wants to come see Sonia, like he just kind of
That doesn't mean he got to let her do it just because she want to.
right.
And so, why you married a man who was afraid of his mama? Does he love you or his mama?
I've asked him that, like, well, are you putting her before my request, and he says no. Of course he says no. It says that I come before her, but I believe him.
Then you says, okay, then tell her to stay away.
So you think that request is okay? Like that request isn't bad at all to ask of someone? Like
not at
so
all.
if
God said to the man, when you get married, take your wife far away from your family, because God knows that your mother and his mother would destroy the family.
Wow, yeah. Dang. That's true. You got to pull the scripture out. Yeah.
It's in the word.
That's right. Leave and cleave. Leave and cleave. But yeah, so you think I should ask him that then? Like you need to
What do you think?
Just, you know what? I honestly agree. I agree because I'm feeling suffocated. My family lives a little farther away, so my mom don't really bother us like that. My parents don't really do that. So, but they're tight-knit family. Like his grandparents always stopped over whenever they wanted.
Ain't that much
so I think
ain't that much tight-knit in the world. You are his family, not them anymore.
I see. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So you don't think his mom should be around, period, or just like holidays?
Only if you and your husband want her around. There's no obligation just because she's a grandmother and just because she is his mother or sister. There's no requirement for you to let them around unless you guys want it.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you.
He doesn't owe her anything except not to resent her. She can help herself.
Right.
But you can't blame the in-laws for the way you feel. Your fear is inside of you, and you were that way when they met you. And until
Mhm.
you're ready to overcome your own fear, it doesn't matter what they do, you're still going to be in fear.
Wow, you're right. That's my problem. Yeah.
Did you forgive your mother?
I did. I actually really did, Jesse. It was probably almost 3 months ago now. I drove and I went to her and I told her, I was like, I feel like I've forgave you in the past when we were drinking, and now that I'm sober, I've had a child, I realize those wounds are still there. But I forgive you, and I judged you, but I realized that was the best you could do, and
Right
you can't
on.
help yourself,
Yeah.
so
So why don't you
I
be the
can't be.
same way with these people?
I thought that was his job,
It
but I guess
is.
you're.
It is his job, but you're right about that. Your husband should be doing this, but if he's not going to do it, you have a
Mhm.
decision to make.
Yeah.
Why would you marry a man that can't deal with his own mama?
I didn't really see those signs. Like, I didn't even see, because he's not really a mama's boy. You know what I mean? So I guess I don't. I feel like he would have my back if I really. Damn, Jesse, I'm trying to find the words. I'm not trying to protect him. But I really don't think he's like looks up to his mom for everything. He is pretty like he's very manly, but I think he just has a lot of sympathy for her with her life and like how lonely
Sympathy
she
is
is.
not love.
Mm.
You have no right to have sympathy for anyone.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so, if you believe that he can stand up to his mother and correct, why haven't you told him about this? How you feeling and that you want her to not come unless she call?
Yeah, you know what? He's defending her, because I have, like, Jesse, we've talked about this a handful of times to where I'm like, I just feel like, you just let her kind of come here when she wants, like, but his excuse is just, well, this is her grandchild, like, she's entitled to it. But
This
I just
marriage
think,
is not going to work if this issue is not settled. You're going to
yeah.
give your husband hell, and because you're
Mhm.
angry, you're going to destroy the kid and everything. Because you have
Mm.
no peace.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want that at all. I feel like we're both God fearing. We're both working on ourselves.
What do you mean
So
you
I'm
God
not,
fearing? That doesn't even make sense.
having a reverence for the Lord, of respect, a high consider Him in all things.
And then how you doing that and you hate his mama?
Come on, Lord. I ain't Jesus himself, okay?
You Jesus' sister.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
How you have reverence for the Lord and you both doing this for the Lord? And you won't even deal with this woman.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
won't even tell her how the cow ate the cabbage. Oh, but you love the Lord.
Dang, yeah, you're right. Dang, Jesse.
You don't even know God. You wouldn't know God if you walked up to the house with Jesus.
Ah! Wow. Wow, Jesse. I seek him every day. I'm trying to seek him every day, just, getting in his word and learning about him, and just
Learning about
letting him
him is not
transform.
knowing him. You're not seeking him, learning about him.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're just learning
Yeah.
about him, but that's not helping you at all. And then you say, "Oh, I know about Jesus, so I have reverence for the Lord." All you have is knowledge of God, but you don't know God. Because if you knew God, you would have perfect
Mhm.
peace.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I
Yeah.
gotta run.
Oh, come on.
We can't talk all day. What the?
Okay, Jesse. I appreciate your time, Jesse. Thank you so much.
Are
And
you
I
doing
needed
it?
to hear all of this.
Are you doing the silent prayer? No.
No, I'm not.
Well, suffer and die.
I'm gonna start doing it, Jesse. Okay, for
Of
sure.
course.
Dang. All right, Jesse. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
In closing, all of your problems are inside of you. Your fears, your anger, the wondering what's going to happen if all that stuff is inside of you, and you're never going to overcome it until you face it. And those people are only doing what you allowing them to do, and you're allowing it because you're afraid. And you're making up all these excuses. Oh, I want to obey the older. I want to have reference for the older people or something you said. You're just afraid. You got to overcome fear by facing it.
Yeah. You're right.
I wish you well.
Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.